Oh, there we go. Okay. I think, hopefully this should be good. Hopefully audio's balanced well. I can figure this out more later. But I think we have what we want. Yeah, there we go. There's a few more things I need to double check, and we're good. Just let the intro play. Perfect. Okay. So what am I doing? I'm doing... Oh, I'm pushing the wrong buttons. I'm playing Black, Pokemon Black, in lieu of Pokemon's amazing decision today. Probably something they decided a while ago, but they pulled the awesome stunt of saying, hey, Pokemon Bank isn't going to exist. For those not fully in the know, that is how you transfer from the DS to the 3DS and from the 3DS to the Switch. Meaning, essentially, the original versions of Gens 3 to 7 are kaput. I mean, you can count Let's Go as a Gen 7 game, but let's be honest. The only Gen 7 Pokemon you're getting there are Meltan and Melmetal through Go. Even at that point, you can use Go to Home, Pokemon Home. So, they are shutting that off next year, 2027, February 25th, I believe they said. What that essentially means for us is, if anybody is playing any of these games and carrying over their Pokemon, whether they're just team members, living decks, shinies, you name it, they're gone. They're donezo. Not a huge, like, loss in the grand scheme of things of just casual players, but for people like me who've been around forever, and consider the better games to be those earlier games, that sucks. We do have things like Leaf Green and Fire Red on the Switch, and we have the rumor of the other Gen 3 games, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, joining. So we can transfer that way. But it's still, you still miss out on a lot of the, what do you want to call them? Like the cross-generation, I guess? It's not cross, because you can't go back and forth. But the, things like ribbons, you know, like going from generation to generation to get all the ribbons, or, you know, even just doing some of the things with certain teams. Not that that part matters to me, it's more so, you know, having it in those original games and then bringing it forward. It's just kind of a cool feeling. It just sucks. But what I'm doing is I'm going to try and at least play through one generation before that happens and bring over the team that I'm doing that with. Initially, I was thinking about doing this with Gen 1, but in terms of setup, there's ways to transfer Pokemon from Gen 1 to 2 to 3. There's not an official method to do that, so I figured I'll stick with Gen 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, or the other one, the one that follows 6. I don't know what number that is. So I just, you know, I'll do something with that. So I figured, you know what, screw it. Let's just start with my favorite generation. We'll do Generation 5. Black and White are the games I consider to be my favorite. I bounce back and forth between Black and White and Black 2, White 2. I've got so much in my head that I want to speak of. I obviously don't have a huge chat right now, so I'm just going to pick my starter. Normally I'd let that kind of thing go up to chat. But I haven't really planned this team. I know I'm going to use Oshawott. I guess one thing I should mention right away, like, again, this is just kind of a casual playthrough, there's nothing special. I might try and do a living deck, because I haven't fully decided on that. Again, this is, I haven't said yet, I don't think, but this will be a pretty short stream. I'm expecting maybe under an hour, honestly. This is just to set it up and honestly get my vocals out about the situation that Pokemon companies left us in. Not, again, I kind of understand it because they want the digital route, but the digital route shouldn't have been the route anyway. All the other generations had some sort of way to connect even without internet. So I think that's how it should have been done. It's just my criticism towards it. But, whatever. It's part of living in the digital age. So yeah, the thing I'm going to do with this playthrough is and I've talked to a couple friends about it, but I will be using Pokemon I want to use. And I don't mean that in the sense that, like, for example, like, oh, I love Oshawott, oh, I'm gonna use Samurott. I mean it more like, I like Oshawott, I'm going to use Oshawott. Like, I like Oshawott more than the other two. I like it more than Duat and Samurott. As much as I do like all three, I want to use Oshawott. So going off of that, like, if there's any other Pokemon I want to use, in particular, I'm not going to let anything hold me back. I have a couple, like, restrictors to help me have variety, so I don't just have, like, a bunch of grass types or something. Not that there's a ton that I would want to use, but... Or, like, a better example would be, like, Gen 3. You know, I don't want to use all dark types. So I'm not going to double up on types. I'm going to keep from the same generation. That's really easy with this one, because there are no other Pokemon from other generations here. But... hopefully that makes sense. It's a little hard to just lay out. But yeah, so if I do keep Oshawott on the team, I'll use Oshawott throughout the whole playthrough. I love Oshawott, so that's kind of the mindset. You know, I want to use Pokemon I love. I know it's going to make the game more difficult, but I want to have that, you know, like, oh, I did it with the Pokemon I want to. Yeah, so black and white. Just gonna do a casual setup stream, essentially. Get me to a point where it'll be more interesting, because the beginning of this game, in all honesty, whatever. I'm also testing some streaming stuff. I plan on getting back into streaming just a tad. Just figured tonight would be a good night. I got a tall glass of Wendy's beverage. I don't even know what it is exactly. It's watermelon flavored, I'll tell you that much. Straight watermelon or something like that. And it's a relaxing night. Get it started. So I guess, yeah, let's keep talking about my overall thoughts of what Pokemon Company is deciding to do. I'm sure it costs money to have those servers up, but Pokemon Company... I don't know if it's Pokemon Company. Whoever makes the big bucks. I'm assuming it's them. I think they're the ones that reap the rewards of all the Pokemon merch. Whoever it is, they make all that money. They're the ones sitting on the pile of cash. I don't think having one server open is gonna do that much damage. Unless if it is. I guess I don't know the financials behind it. Maybe it sucks. Maybe having that server open absolutely blows. But I can't imagine it's that bad. You know, you think of, like, as a business, how that's run, how that's handled. But at that point, they've had, what, 10 years to work on a solution, you know, make a peripheral or something, and you know, they'll stop making the peripheral, you know, even if it's phased out within a year. It's all their other stuff has. They don't make Game Boy cartridges anymore. But so many people already own those things that they're gonna want that peripheral to transfer things over. The interconnectivity is such a big part of Pokemon that the fact that they're removing it in general, it's a pretty big oopsie. I know I'm not paying, like, any attention to the game, but like I said, it's kind of boring. It's the same old. It is nighttime. Yes. It's one of the downsides about working the time that I work. Everything that has, like, in-game timers and stuff, like, oh boy, Pokopia. I'm always playing at night. I know there was a while where I don't think you needed the Pokemon, but it was like, to progress, it's easiest with Pelipper or something like that. And Pelipper is only in the day or only in the morning, but because of the time I get off of work, I can only play at night. So in case you get stuff like this, I could mess with my internal clock, but I don't know, it kind of messes with other things in the game, so it's like, whatever, I'll keep it accurate. So, to kind of go off of what I was saying about this being my favorite generation, there's a lot of people that don't like this generation because of the limitations with the Pokemon. Whoa, you saw nothing there. I didn't. Oops. It's primarily for me, like, having that restriction. I set that restriction on myself every time I play. I'm only going to use this generation's Pokemon, with the exception of, like, regional forms. So I'll use, like, a Hisuian Zoroark, or whatever, you know, I consider that part of, like, the region, at least. I gotta name my Oshawott. Oh, what do I nickname him? I didn't think of this. Oh, jeepers. You know what? I think I just named him with my moaning and groaning. I'll just name him Jeepers. Yeah, there we go. Oops. Oh, wait. Touchscreen. What am I doing? I forgot I had that capability. Jed? That's not what I wanted to do. Ta-da. That's something I'll change later, probably. That's just a good one to keep things moving. Oh yeah, I gotta change attack speed. But yeah, I think the larger roster of Pokemon and the focus on the new Pokemon is largely in part what makes me enjoy this so much. Collecting the Pokemon is my favorite part of Pokemon games. Sometimes it's the journey can be balanced enough and entertaining enough, like the story doesn't need to be great, but or it doesn't need to be challenging. It's just, it can be fun. And for the most part, that's what I feel about Pokemon. You know, like, as long as I enjoy the parts that I do enjoy, we're all good. Oh, can you change any of the, like... Oh, I do want to change it to mono. I apologize for any of you stereo users. I love your stereo sound. Sorry, I keep going all over the place. But no, the new stuff focused in the generation's awesome. You know, having, like, I would say, like, the newer games almost do it better. Or, like, where they have, like, a roster of, like, 300 Pokemon that you can get throughout the game. But I feel like you would need a roster of, like, 250 that you can get through the main game. You know, throw an extra 50 in the post-game. Not just legendaries, mind you. Like, have that many. And introduce around 150 Pokemon. New Pokemon, not just forms. Like, do not count forms in new Pokemon, unless if it's specifically like a Runerigus case, where it is like a new evolution to a pre-existing Pokemon. I think in that sense, it lets, you know, the region, the new region get focus. And then if you have the people that do like the old stuff, like, they still have options. You're gonna be able to use your Pikachus and your other animals. Is that Patrat Shiny Lock? I know the, like, title screen Minccino isn't. Or the tutorial, I guess. This is the tutorial Minccino. I don't know what's locked. I don't know if that wild Patrat is Shiny Locked or not. I apologize if you can hear, like, creaks and stuff from my chair in the background. I'm still setting on my mic, so the sensitivity's not perfect. Plus, I don't like to sit still. Not, like, anxious or anything. I just don't want to, like, not move. The only thing that really kind of irks me some with this generation in terms of, like, what's available and, like, what the Pokemon are, is that there are a lot of mimics of Gen 1. It definitely feels like when they said they want to do, like, a soft reboot, they were like, oh yeah, we just want to mimic Gen 1. There's a lot of Pokemon that are pretty cool in that sense. Like, you're gonna have ones that naturally mimic it. Like, every game has its bird, every game has its rodent, every game has its starters. I'm surprised I haven't encountered anything. There we go. What's it? It's gonna be a Lillipup, that's your name. And, like, you can kind of see, like, Lillipup's its own thing. It's not more like a starter rodent. So is Purloin, really. But then you have your Sawk and Throw, and I love both of them, honestly. I think they're fun Pokemon. But then it's just like, really? Yeah, we can tell what you're doing. And plus, Sawk and Throw's design against each other isn't super different. Like, I feel like they could have had different outfits than just both of them wearing gis. I don't know if there's like some intention behind it, but it just feels like, I don't know, they could have been wearing different outfits, or like maybe Throw could have been a little less human-like, kind of like Hitmonlee is. I don't know. There's stuff like that in general, like the comparison is a little whatever. There's some other ones, it's a little too on the nose. No, Lillipup. You don't get catch XP in this gen, do you? That started in Gen 6. That's what I'll believe, at least. Oh, jeez. I didn't realize how low on HP I was. Am I gonna be able to live with? Let's try it. Ooh. Oh, no, this isn't gonna KO, though, is it? Hey-oh! I will say the flow of the game in general is much preferred as well. Just like how the speed of the gameplay is, the overall like flow of the like narrative for Gen 5, I should say. I have flaws with the structure of Gen 5. I really don't like how the routes are structured, or the region is structured in general. It's got some cool bits, like the completely useless, or I shouldn't say completely useless, but the pretty much useless train town. Like, just having that exist is pretty neat. And then there's some cool features like Black City and White Forest. Those are pretty cool. But at the same time, just the way the region is laid out in terms of like geography just bothers me. Kanto to Sinnoh focused a lot on like its world building. So it kind of sucks that this region's just a Pokeball. Do you have your map at the beginning? Yes, you do. So, I guess it's not. I guess just like the movement is. I don't know. In my head, it's worse. This doesn't look as bad. Maybe this region's not as bad as I thought it was layout-wise. I don't know. Something about it still... Maybe it's the giant Pokeball island in the middle that throws me off a little. Like, it only serves as a purpose in terms of... like local multiplayer, I guess? I don't know. No running shoes yet. I think we get those after our encounter with N. Lillipup again. There's more than Lillipup on this route, isn't there? It's Lillipup, Patrat, and Purloin. I thought. Oh, I should use water gun. Oh no! No! I love that the bottom screen doxes my time zone. If you're watching this live, at least. At least. Thank you, voice. Oh, bro, what? Got the Lillipup's only version. Gonna try and catch Reshiram, and it's gonna be a Lillipup instead. Probably don't need to be doing this. I'd rather be safe than sorry. I've lost to N before, but also I've played this game so many times that I wouldn't be surprised if I'm getting like a randomizer stuck in my head. 1. Or 2, I guess, if you count my starter. Oh, the phone! I wish they used this a little more. It's very railroady in terms of the way it's just like, it just stops you. But it would have been so cool, like, you know, just to get, like, really quick blurbs. And I think that's what X and Y tried to do with the Hollow news or whatever. Oh, the music. Not Centret. Is it, no, what does Centret evolve into? Oh my gosh. Furret, the Furret music. Yeah, I think it would be neat to get a little more interaction. You could have used it kind of more like the The Poke Gear from Gen 2. Is that what it was? Poke Gear? Or was that Gen 4? The phone. The cell phone from Gen 2. There's some, like, game mechanics for, like, each generation that get phased out right away that I hate. My biggest thing, like, honestly, was with Black 2, White 2, they introduced, like, the Habitat decks, which has come back in some form for some games. Like, you say Legends ZA kind of has it, but it's almost forced, so it's not quite the same. What else? I think that might be it, but I really liked how that was, like, catching all the Pokemon in the area, being a little secretive about it, you know? I really enjoyed it. Can I buy more balls right away? Yes, I can. Oh, do they only give you one Premier Ball on this gen when you buy multiple? How do they start doing that? Oh, you cowards. I'm gonna buy in bulks of 10 instead of buying a lot. Another thing I like about this generation is it's one of the stories that I do enjoy. I wouldn't necessarily say it's great, especially with how on the nose Team Plasma is. I do like that their motivations are more evil. Well, honestly, they're more gray here, which is kind of the intention, but it's so obviously evil. Like, yeah, it just could have been just a guy. You know, it could have been that bald dude in the top right now. And then there's N. He doesn't blend in, like, whoa. You just make Getsus a little more inconspicuous and then give him a crazy, like, evil guy design, like, later when it's all revealed that Team Plasma's super bad. Obviously, they would be the bad guys, but you know what I'm saying. Just act like you care a little more. Way to break formation right away. Idiots. Plus, the sprite art in this game's pretty good. Obviously, the like, previous generation Pokemon, when they're brought over, not all of them have aged great, because they use previous game sprites and just animate parts of them. But the, like, Pokemon from this generation look great, and then there's obviously, like, the tones and stuff look pretty good, because they mix the 3D. Honestly, the Pokemon's one of those series where they're, I'll totally phrase it wrong. They could have really benefited from using, like, an HD 2D art style. I feel like the 3D, like, era really hurt this series. And then they could have had, like, spin-offs, like how Colosseum is. Or maybe, honestly, they could just had, like, the Legends series be 3D. That's just me, though. So I'm thinking for this first stream, we just get to the first gym. Depending on where we are time-wise, we can beat it, or we can just skip it. Thanks to picking Oshawott, we get the best of the monkeys. We get Pansear. Design-wise, that's subjective, not me actually saying that it is the best of the monkeys. I don't know which one would actually be the best. I'll do some exploring later. For now, I just kind of want to, I don't want to blast through the story, but I want to get through it pretty quickly, so I can do a lot of the post-game hunting, and then eventually I'll probably have to play at least White 2. I'll try, if I stream Black 2, or Black 2 or White 2, I'll probably stream Black 2, just for consistency. But, or I'll do some research. I'll see what, like, makes sense lore-wise. But for, like, completing the national decks, which I might do on my own. I can't guarantee that I'll stream that. But if I do decide to do that, then I'll obviously have to blast through the other version. You don't have to be battled. But you tell me about them, at least. I'm seeing some visual issues. I'll have to do some tweaking with the recorder, just to make it look a little nicer for next time. I know some settings I can change. My eye is itchy. I'll itch my eye and not pay attention to what this Pantrat's doing and totally die to a Bide. It did not sound like it used Bide. Oh my gosh, my eye. Or contacts. So when I don't blink for a while, they dry out. That's always fun. Holy cow! Ow! Stupid eyeball. I'm gonna go to the Pokemon Center to heal my eye. It's because I'm old. I have a lot of favorites from this generation. I think there was a point where I did like a just like a sorter. I don't know what you really want to call it, but like a thing to like see what my favorite Pokemon were, and I think like the percentages, or like most of them for were from Gen 3 and 5. Let's hope it's something new. Yay, you're technically new. God, remember when Gen 5 was new? When Winds and Waves comes out, that's going to be double generations from when this was the newest generation, which is crazy to me. I'm very excited for Winds and Waves. Some of the stuff I've heard in advance, like some of the behind-the-scenes stuff and some of the leaks. Oops, Nintendo, Pokemon Company, whoever's in charge of that. I'm excited. I kind of wish they would tease us a little more with some of the more little things. Like they could do not a full Sun and Moon where they announce every Pokemon. But it'd be nice if they, like, here's 2 new Pokemon every month, or every 2 weeks or something. Don't show off too much, just like a nondescript area and the Pokemon, you know? It's a little more difficult because they don't have the battle scenes like they did since Gen 8? It's been a while since I played Sun and Moon. I don't fully remember what the battles. So yeah, because Gen 8 was set. That's right. I don't even need the monkey at this point. Oh, ooh, the game's backing up my claim. So for now, again, for those who may have been skipping ahead, or I'm not going to listen to you, or tuning in now, I'm probably not going to evolve Oshawott. Unless if the game becomes unbearably difficult, which I don't think it will be, because it's a Pokemon game. I'm not following any sort of, like, rule sets or anything, so I'm not gonna count my levels. But unless if it becomes super difficult, or I make my entire team incredibly difficult, I don't think I'm using Samurott. I've used Samurott plenty. This is my time to use other Pokemon. Will you knock it off? I hate how Purloin stands in the new games. Who designed the stand mode? They wanted to make another... Oh, you parallel Meowth! You're not original. I just realized that. I love Meowth. I don't really love Purloin. Purloin's like a cat, so I'd like... I don't like it, I guess. I like cats. I'm not impressed. I'm gonna save. I think I'm gonna hit start instead. Oh, we don't have to do the really long, like, saving a lot of data from Gen 4. Still not lightning fast. Wow. Everybody has a Lilling pup. I don't know who else I'll use. That's another reason why I kind of want to make the stream a little shorter, just because I don't know who I will use. Oshawott. I like Oshawott. I should preface, because I might have made it sound like I'm going to only be using weak Pokemon. I'm not. If there's a Pokemon that is fully evolved that I really like, I'll probably use it. So there's a good chance Bisharp will be on the team, which is kind of nuts, because you gotta grind a little bit to get Bisharp. Because you get Pawniard so late. Oh, Bianca. Do I have to fight Bianca? I do not remember. Yes. So it's just stuff like that. Bisharp's on the table. I'll kind of comprise like a loose team, and then if things take off and chat wants to choose certain things, chat will choose things, because chat is chat, and chat is the all-commanding, you know? Don't you know, dear? I was not paying attention. Why was I identified? What did you do at me? Oh, we're good. Oh, yeah, you have Tepig. I like that this generation is both rivals. Honestly, I don't understand why they didn't do that instead, because after this generation is when they switched. Oh no, next generation had both rivals as well. Good job, X and Y. It was Alola that made Howl pick the one that was weak to you. The starter that was weak to yours. I don't know why they did that. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me. It shouldn't hold your hand. I feel like they're a little afraid to be aggressive with that kind of stuff, you know? You're one tough cookie. Oh boy. Yeah, we made it here a little quicker than I was expecting, so I feel like maybe we'll get to the cave double battle as well. Just stick to a little bit around an hour stream. I know it's short, especially for an RPG, but it's Pokemon, we can get through it pretty quick. Plus, I want to prep a little more. This is just to kind of test things out. I'm going to look at the VOD and double check everything sounds alright. Get back in the swing of things. Who knows, maybe I'll hate it and I'll never stream again. Oh wait, I thought you were the monkey girl. I thought you were the one that gave me the monkeys. I just want my monkey. I should go back and double check about Purloin. I swear I should have encountered that. Who knows? Maybe if I really get into this, I'll shiny hunt this generation. I do shiny hunt from time to time. I just don't really like doing it in the older generations. The oldest generation I went to was Ruby and Sapphire. And that one was okay. I got quite a bit. I actually got, not shiny hunting, first egg while breeding. Maybe it was the first, but just while breeding, I got a shiny Mudkip. Other than that, I believe I have a Relicanth, a Spinda, and a Zangoose, I want to say. Definitely, like, the best I feel like I've done in terms of, like, variety. Other than the larger generations that I've actually hunted in. I wonder if you could hear that. The nuisance cat tonight is Taro. He has been wanting to climb up on well, I got a little bookshelf with all of my Nintendo stuff next to my desk. Normally he doesn't want up there, but I think because I'm talking, he wants over there. He does seem to, like, almost want to communicate, be in my face when I'm talking. He wants to be part of what is being said. Maybe not. He might be going for my garbage, which is equally bad. Don't keep any food in there because it's just a desk garbage, but he will sometimes smell the remnants of, like, bags, maybe? I guess that's the closest thing to food that is in there, like candy bags or something. I think I have a fork in there. That might be the cause. I don't know what the fork would have on it that he would want, though. Patrat is such a weird Pokemon. I don't hate it. And I get what they're going for, like the high visibility stuff. Like it's high visibility goggles on his head. But then he ain't got nothing on his body. And then Watchog has got a little too much going on for the body. And at that point, why is he just normal type? Shouldn't he be like... Actually, this should just be normal type. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's a weird Pokemon. X-Defend. I feel like this generation is just maybe too much nostalgia for it, I guess. Thank you for the answer. I guess this game kind of started the baby mode. Like, obviously, they're like, oh yeah, here's free monkey. But the monkeys are kind of rare, so it's not that bad in terms of collecting. Hi, Taro. Can you leave me alone? I'm talking to the digital people on the internet. Are you go lay down? Thank you. Kinda. He decided he'd lay on my desk. He's got a spot on the edge by the monitors. Go ahead, lay down. His eyes are goopy, so maybe he's not feeling good right now. Did I heal twice? I wasn't paying attention. Nah, I'm looking at the time. I think we'll just do the gym. Make it a little around 45 minutes. Yeah, I am. Oh, that's right. I forgot about the trainer school. It wants me to train. See, and this is fine. Like, it gives you, like, a decent, like, reason to go into this building. You don't have to interact with any of it. Sharon will talk your ear off for a bit, but... It's nice and snappy. You get right to the battle. You don't have to learn anything. I know I didn't. I know it took me several years, probably into adulthood, to find out that at least Burn halved your physical attack, I believe, or maybe it's both. See, I don't even know. Oh, I forgot that you're grass. It's gonna be better at this point. I guess I don't know what its defenses are like. It's a stage 1 Pokemon, so I'm not too concerned, but I wonder if Stab will be enough to do more damage than Tackle. No. He's got food! I like the Gen 5 starters. I think they are the start of kind of a bad trend, in my opinion, where... Maybe Gen 4 is, though. Where I feel like they focus way too much on the color that they are. Every generation has. But, like, you get much lighter tones with the first couple generation starters, especially their final forms. Maybe Gen 3 is, actually. Man, maybe I'm just talking out my ass. Maybe I'm just trying to hate modern Pokemon. This isn't even modern anymore. Now I can use modern. Oh. Good for you. Is that gonna pull Vine Whip again? Yeah, crazy. Wow. Outsmarted. I guess. Oh, I got a girl monkey. Hooray, Pansear. Joyous day. I like Sharon too. Sharon's snotty. Kind of a jerk. Not like a jerk like Blue was, or Silver was, but a little bit of a step in the right direction after Barry. And I don't hate the friends, for like, Hop and How. I like both of them, but like, I don't prefer them. I don't like any of the rivals in Gen 6, so... That's Pokemon for the most part, though. It's just like being indifferent to what you're seeing. Who do I have to fight? You! Yeah, I do have to fight you. I thought it changed, like I swapped out right there. And I obviously want to get these wrong, because I'll fight the trainer if I do. Right? Is that how that works? Fire is weak to fire. Oh no, does it just give me a funny sound? Just give me a funny sound. Okay. Oh, okay, so the battles are mandatory on this if you can go around them. I don't know, I want the XP, I don't care. Did I heal? I wasn't paying attention. I'm tired. Maybe this will be an hour long because I'm so tired. Lily pup. Lily pup. I did heal. Oh, jeepers. Oh, jeepers there. Oh, jeepers, you're still water gun. Oh, jeepers. See, I like how fast this game is. I feel like we're moving a lot faster than we would in other gens. I keep mumbling and jumbling my words tonight. I think we're streaming short. The music's another highlight from this generation, I feel. Although Pokemon's never really been bad. I'm not a huge fan of some of the soundtracks, but it's more of like a preference thing rather than a quality thing. Ooh, there's a bide. You can't hit me. I do wonder if the Pokemon Company, Nintendo, whoever, will end up releasing more than just the Game Boy Advance games. I think, from at least what it sounded like, I know there's a lot of leaks and rumors going on right now that they're hard to like narrow down what's real and what's, wow, okay, that kind of caught me off guard. I said it's level 10. There's just a lot to go around, so it's hard to actually say what's real, what's not. But I know there's like rumors that Nintendo, Pokemon Company, again, whoever's in charge of like deciding what goes on the Switch, that there was word out there that they were planning on doing more than Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and they're pushing Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald out this year as well. Again, this is not confirmed, but this is all because of how well Leaf Green and Fire Red did on the Switch. I wonder if they would go and do the DS games. I could see them at least doing Gold, Silver, Crystal just to have Gen 2, but if they do the DS games, I feel like that wouldn't be necessary. But if we compare it to the 3DS had, you know, Red, Blue, Yellow, and then later had Gold, Silver, Crystal. I'd love to have Crystal, because I feel like Crystal's underrated because it is a Game Boy Color game. Does he lead with the monkey, or does he lead with Lillipup? Oh no, people that I don't have to deal with. So let's see. Oh, his ears went away. Hear no evil. That's, I don't think that's Pansage's thing. I think that's Panseer, if I remember correctly. He does lead with dog. Yeah. So should be able to get the XP from this, do some decent damage, and then switch to the monkey for the knockout. I'm normally I wouldn't use goobers that I don't plan on putting on my team, but this is the early game, so it's like it'll just help speed things up. Again, this isn't a challenge run. I'm just playing the game how I want to. I'm challenging myself later with a weaker selection of Pokemon, but I flinched. Well, could you knock it off, please? I'm gonna faint if I get hit by one more, I think. See, and this is why we have the dweebs. Sacrificial dweebs. Hooray. See, this is optimal bag usage. I didn't pick up a potion, did I? Oh, I got potions. Heck yeah. Perfect. You know, and then I'll do what damage I can with Jeepers on Pansage. Perfect. Keep that on. Oh, peak song now. Hear that? Love this. They try and do a Gen 7 and, no, 8 and 6, and it's not to the same effect. Yeah. Oof. I'm gonna get hit hard. Oh, we lived. Which switch them? Yeah, I think we're gonna just switch. I don't think a work up and a level difference would be that much, especially if we still use the Vine Whip. Yeah, we're good. We're all good. Oh, we're still gonna use it too. Interesting. I guess we're at about... We'll take 5 hits to knock us out, so we'll be fine. Yeah, he might heal this turn. Yeah, we're fine. We're totally fine. Check that out. Check that out. That's not good, though. Is it... What is it? Oh, it's just a raise. It's not an insane raise, so we're fine. You only use 1 potion, right? And that should get me down to red, but... Oh, not even. Aha! I did it. I beat the hardest battle in the game. End stream. End stream! Wow. We did it. Well, yeah, so that's pretty much all I wanted to do tonight. So for anybody that checked this out, thank you for watching. I might explain a little bit again next time. Just to say, like, what I did. Yeah. Quit yapping. But yeah, if Nintendo's not gonna do anything about it, I'm just gonna rush these games and try and get my living decks, because that's what I want to do. I was so scatterbrained at the beginning, I never fully explained what I wanted to do. I wanted to get a living decks of the oldest possible games, and for the most part, I'm not counting Gen 1 and 2. I know there's ways to transfer, but it's not official. So what I'm gonna do is essentially get a living dex of what I can, so in each game, so one from Fire Red and Leaf Green, put that in home. One from Heart Gold Soul Silver, put that in home. You know, of every Pokemon of every form. I'm not doing shinies. You know, gender differences, regional forms, all that stuff. And I've already started. Gen 5 is one that I need to work on. Gen 5 and 4 are probably the ones lacking the most, just because they are a little more tedious to get all the forms. But yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to do this. like I said, if I stream again, I'll probably explain all of this again, so pardon the double up. But I wanted to get to a good point where it'd be a little more interesting. I know the beginning of these games is a little tedious and boring. So thank you for putting up with this if you check this out. Otherwise, have a grand old time and do good in the world. Bye.